G'day time, my fuzzy gates, and welcome back to Animal Crossing. Yeah. Still going through it. Psst.
Hey, do you want to see what's happening in town?
Psst.
We're now in Sunday's Fuzzville. It's May 15th, 2024 at 2:46 p.m. Want to get started?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Fuzzy.
Hey, I was just checking. I was just kidding. How could I ever forget someone like you?
Whew, that was close.
Alright, I'm gonna get things ready for you. I'm getting Fuzzville ready for you. Don't turn off the power or remove the memory card. Thanks for waiting around. I hope you have a fun day in Fuzzville.
It's not raining. Woo! So yeah, no more what was I just gonna say? No more tree shaking still. And I'm not gonna talk to visitors this day. Villagers, not visitors. They live here. So I can get to what comes next later on today. I really gotta get my sleeping schedule under wraps, honestly. Yes, I do. I know. Hello, I love you. You're being so affectionate and I'm giving you nothing. Because I gotta work. I know. You also want food. I'll feed you after. As I always do. Also, without it raining, I can... Oh, never mind. Here we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Keep the shovel out the whole time. As I have been for a while, I am pushing more towards becoming affiliate. So if you like what I do, you want to see me grow, improve, do more. All I need is 3 consecutive viewers over the course of, I believe, a month. I really should check it out to be confirmed. So yeah, like I said, if you like what I do, follow or just watch me. When I become affiliate, I plan to play Subnautica, as I am terrified of sea creatures in video games. And a game where I am hunted down by some creatures sounds like a lot of fun to me. It doesn't sound fun to me. But I think it's a great incentive, considering. So yeah, all I needed people just turn it on, throw it to the side, or, you know, whatever. Yeah, outside of that, today's gonna be fun. Gonna be doing a arcade marathon thing. Yeah, of course. Where I'm going to be playing a bunch of arcade games for like 30-minute arcade games with no ending for 30 minutes just to see how they are and how I do. So that should be fun. Yeah. Besides that, so I beat Goosebumps. What is it? Goosebumps Dead of the Night. And one thing I didn't realize about the game is it's first of all, it's very short. I paid $30 Canadian dollars for it. I would say it's basically a tech demo. And even then, at the end, fighting the last boss, the sound got messed up after the first first form. I wouldn't call it form. I call it a wave, where each congruent consecutive wave gets harder ish. But yeah, it's for me. It would only be worth like $10. I like Goosebumps, so you know. I paid $30 for it. I'm gonna keep it. I don't sell or trade in games anyways. But like, yeah, it's very short, especially when you know what you're doing. Because like the first part, you're in R.L. Stine's house for some reason. Which the story itself is just like, oh yeah, R.L. Stine reads Me and the Typewriter Are One a few times for some reason. Either it's voiced by Jack Black or it's a Jack Black impersonator. And then he gets shortened to the typewriter. He's the typewriter now, talking to you, though. As he tries to help you through what's going on in the house. So the first part of the game, first chapter, you have to find 10 pages. Confront Slappy. And then move on to the next area. And as you go through the house, you find keys. There are different enemies that come after you with their own little gimmicks and whatnot. That's all you get, folks. One shake. So yeah, you go through, you find the pages. They're usually hidden in things. Sometimes they're hidden in hiding places. Sometimes they are simply like behind books and whatnot. You like take down books or vases and it's there. Pretty simple stuff. And you go through it. The second... yeah. We'll talk about the second chapter in a second. I still have room. Oh, the pain, the terrible pain. Awful, brutal, got so intentional pain. I was just one sea-wearer mint, but I already got full. Oh, my storm. I never forget the waiter. Help me. Please help me. Oh, oh yeah, the shell right under him. That must hurt. Oh, what a great nap. What? It's 2024. Well, that means I've been asleep for over 150 minutes. Which seems like such a long time when I put it that way. Oh, the name's Gulliver. Now then, where did I wash up? This beach looks familiar, but I guess they all do, don't they? You're probably wondering how I got here. How I wound up here. Well, there's a story and a half to tell you. I was on my boat in the crusty barnacle, and a wild storm started brewing up the stern. The boats, I mean. So, when I was fighting the winds and rain, trying to steer to safety, when the mighty waves snatched me off the dock, and all my mates tried to save me. Yeah, sure, but it was too late. Actually, now that I think about it, they might have been the ones who pushed me overboard. But never mind. Seeing as how you saved my life, I'd like you to accept a small treasure, an exotic wonder I found in my travels. I bartered this off a seedy merchant when I was in a far-off port town. You won't find anything else like it, at least I don't think you will. You know, I'm just a rolling stone, never knowing where I'm going. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that's why I don't swim so good. Anyway, I'll try to tell you. The guys my shippers, they think if they turn me to the mast, I won't fall off so much. Oh, any luck, maybe I won't wash up on your beach too often. At least I hope not. Thank you for the whole saving my life thing. May your sails stay dry, and your socks stay dry, and we all stay dry, and read properly. Oh, Tower of Pisa. Ugh. Yeah. So that's, yeah. Go back to the start. Dead of the Night, Chapter 1. Woo. You do that stuff. Then you get to Chapter 2, where you are poisoned by Slappy and turning into a tree. So, Dr. Boward, A4, D4, A4, D4. Dr. Boward, or whatever, is trying to help you. So you have to get ingredients from different areas, doing just basically moving stuff around and throwing stuff at things. Very simple. Get the ingredients. You find Margaret. I guess in the book it's his daughter, or is it him? He's a plant copy. It's weird. Goosebumps are weird. But you basically just go through, you do simple tasks, and can either make the one the doctor is saying, or Margaret's cure, which she claims her actual father made. So you choose which one. And then after that, Slappy appears again. You had to get the pages to confront Slappy to make his book whole. Where the hell am I going? Why am I going this way? I don't have... Really? There needs more. Yeah, so you do that. You get that. The books. Or the cure. Then you confront Slappy at the Tesla Tower, which is when I realized, oh, this is a, loose tie-in / connection to the, Goosebumps 2 movie that came out a few years ago. There was R.L. Stine, or a Jack Black type as R.L. Stine, so it should have been obvious. But at the same time, they could have just used the voice and had a different story to it, which I thought was going on. Just, hey, you have to slap Slappy. And then they're like, oh no, we're going to end this at this Tesla Tower. So you have the one guy from the movie who gets a haunted mask on him, who's Slappy's servant. You do some shenanigans trying to get the power on. Or no, you have to get the book back to finally confront him at the top of the tower. Oh, 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 oh. From at the top of the tower, where the top of the tower, all it is you walk around a circular room with something in the middle, as it is 3 p.m. 82, it's getting higher. You go around a circular room, and you have to hit a flying light ball thing in the sky that's flying around 3 times for each phase. As there are witches who throw fireballs on the ground, and I think one that goes around swoops down the outer side and can hit you, you're done. And you do that until you do it 3 times, each time getting a little harder because the witches throw more at you, I guess. Honestly, it wasn't that hard. And then you win, and you'd think, okay, you got him back in the book, you're going to talk to Steinwriter, the R.L. Stine typewriter thing, and get him back to normal. Yeah, we'll talk to him, we'll get him back to normal, see him back to... No, that's it. literally end credits right after you do get Slappy in the book for good. I don't know if they are planning or if there is a like sequel to the game. But like I said, it's a good proof of concept. In the last level, you get like a shotgun that can destroy the gummy bears that are walking around. And the gummy bears look pretty freaky when you shock them. But yeah, it's just okay. All in all, the game can take like maybe 2 to 3 hours, an hour and whatnot. The only reason it goes for 2 hours or more is because of the frickin' load times. It takes a minute to load a small area. Oh yeah, I need this. Yeah, that's right, it's mine. What of it? It takes a minute to do a small area, which is really frustrating when you're doing something like the first Slappy fight, where you have to run around the basement with boxes around, you go in between boxes and whatnot, and you have to grab lawn gnomes. Don't hold them for too long, or else they'll take you out. And don't hold the red ones at all, really, or else they'll take you out. And you have to restart everything. Yeah. Lawn gnomes are vicious. They are. But yeah, but you basically pick them up. Slappy will consistently run behind you. And when you turn around to look at him, he'll run away. So you have to throw the gnome at him to knock him out. And then, you know, get him. Do it 3 times, and that's the end of the battle. But I was playing that, and like, either I wouldn't see a red gnome walk up, and it would attack me while I'm not looking, and I'd be done. Or I'd hold a gnome for too long, I'd be done. Or I'm focusing on getting one of the other gnomes to throw at Slappy, and he runs up behind me and catches me. And then you have to wait a minute for it to load back in to just get another try. And that's what really sucks about the game. Like, it looks really good, Goosebumps Dead of the Night. It looks good, it sounds good. There was actually some really good music at the end of it that sounded like really... it was like a really retro action song thing that sounded really, really good. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, it just seems to me like a tech demo. Where it's like, okay, we're doing a and they should, 100%, I would buy a large first-person Goosebumps game where you're walking around a big town, trying to solve puzzles and whatnot, and just go through everything. Because there's the other game they have. Do I have it here? No. Oh, over here. Yeah. Goosebumps the game, which also has a Jack Black type playing R.L. Stine, who comes in at the end. But with that one, it's a point-and-click adventure. So that one also isn't too long, but with the point-and-click of it, it takes a few hours. And it's fun. You have to solve puzzles, you see a lot of monsters, it looks really good, which the Dead of the Night 3D one looks good as well. But yeah, like, it's just 3 chapters, not for Dead of Night, 3 chapters, not that long, and at the end of it, I was like, wait, that's it? Even going through, like, we were in the botany lab, trying not to make myself become a plant, and whatnot, going through it, and at one point, I'm like, wait, hold on, we're in chapter 2, aren't we? And my heart sank, because, like... Because I'm like, oh, this is going to be quick. And then the botany lab was even quicker. Because it's literally just, hey, go to this area, do slight puzzles that take like 5-10 minutes, and get the piece 3 times. So in the end, it's like... And then the third area is just as fast. And like, they're not bad puzzles. They're really fun. The areas look good. The monsters you face are interesting. There's Murder the Clown from one of his books, apparently. I guess I didn't read that one. It must be, yeah, I think it's a newer one. Who his gimmick is, he'll appear, like, if you're in a room where the lights are off, which the gnomes in the first, which happens in the first level, and the gnomes can turn off the lights on you, and he'll appear after a while. And his gimmick, so he appeared, and I got scared. To get away from creatures, you go hide. So I do that. I go into the one closet. I hear a poof. Look beside me. And there's him just looking at me going, hee hee hee. It scared me. I'm like, what the fuck? It was actually well done. And then R.L. Stein's like, oh yeah, you can't hide in large areas. He'll hide beside you. I'm like, that's a cool thing to have. Like, that's actually kind of terrifying. It has good ideas, but, it has good ideas, yeah. Hey, I misread. I don't know if lawn gnomes are vicious. They are. More, please. I'm talking more. There's not much more to say. It's not that long of a game. So, like, I recommend playing it, but, like, it's only if it's either free or $10. $10, maybe $15 is all I would pay for it. It's a glorified tech demo. Because, like, it works. You were talking to me the whole time. Oh, okay, I'm going off on my own thing, so I don't know what's reality anymore. Same. I really gotta talk to Nook and just write down what all these are. But yeah, but the models look good in it. The areas look good. Like, why aren't you affiliate? I don't know, people aren't watching. I'm trying. I do my best. Worst comes to worst, I just record, or I just watch I just put it on a different phone I have and get it. But, you know, life happens. Heck them. Boo, heck them. Yeah. But overall, going back to Goosebumps, like, it's good to see. I like Goosebumps. They have a lot of different sources to take from. And whatnot. I mean, Goosebumps. But they have a lot of different stories. Like, in the game, there's a a grave ghoul, they call it. Which is basically just, you know, zombie. Who, like, slowly walks around. If they hear you, they stumble towards you. The gnomes, who there's yellow ones, I'll turn off the light. Green ones, who will take stuff. And if you're not careful, they'll take your pages in a fucking cutscene. I'm replaying the game on extreme mode, which just basically means, you know, the enemies are a little faster and some things are way harder to find. At least for the pages. And I'm talking, there's a cutscene you talk to Slappy. Where Slappy's talking to you about, oh, you can't do, oh, you're a dummy for working for Stein and blah, blah, blah. I'm evil, so don't help him. I'll destroy you and whatnot. And while he's doing that, at a piano, mind you, I see a blue gnome walking towards me, and all I'm thinking is, he's gonna frickin' steal my page, isn't he? And all I hear is, I'm like, yeah, he just stole my page in cutscene. bottom line, the game is fine. It is really fun. Third chapter, you get a Tesla coil. So you get to shoot enemies. But it's definitely more of a tech demo. And now I want a fully 3D, going around a city type game. Like, and it's easy to do because you have like a whole bunch of different creatures that you can have blocking your path before you can go into new areas. And like I said, there's the 2D, like 2D point and click adventure, which is good, which was really fun. It was exciting to see a lot more creatures. You see a lot more creatures in that one too. Like that one had the haunted mask that you can actually put on. There was the... I don't know what they were. They were like the bear things that play games, and if you lose, they eat you. Monster Slime was actually like Monster Slime and Gru. Mimic Mask. Basically, yeah. Slappy, of course, is one of the main villains. You had mannequins. You had a grandma from the one Goosebumps movie where the kids go to see their grandma and the grandma's trying to make them old so their friends could date them, which is really weird. But it was a lot of fun. And I think doing a 3D game where you have like either a water gun or the Tesla coil, something to give them away. Yeah. Some of the Goosebumps, all the Goosebumps books are classic. Some of them are just weird though. But I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Have it, you start in your house and whatnot. Where like the lawn, all throughout the game, the lawn gnomes can like be messing with you and some stuff. My favorite one is the Halloween one. Yeah. They've done good Halloweens. Like, you can have it where you're going around a city trying to figure out stuff, get items to open new doors. In one part, you see the challenge guy there, so you have to go out and find, like, a board game or something to challenge him with. You beat him, he leaves. Another part, there's vicious vines. You have to feed them insects or whatnot. No, there's particular one where they trick or treat forever. I think I know that one. That and the Horrorlands are classic. Oh, they even had a older Goosebumps Horrorland game as well. It was like Wii era. I had it for the Wii. That one was fun. It was a lot of mini games, but you still walked around the open world and whatnot in like a upper 3D direction. And that was good. I never got to the end of it because I went to a mini golf thing, and apparently that was too complicated for me when I was younger. I don't remember why I didn't beat it. But that was fun. I wish they did more. Yeah. And like, it's not just more, but like, go all in. Like, again, I would love a open world Goosebumps game where like, you have to be careful because there's the werewolf of Fever Swamp, and you have like cologne or something on you that you spray on you so he won't smell you, maybe. Like, you have the toys that can kill you, the blob that ate everyone. Monster blood can be an enemy in an area where you have to get out as it grows and expands and takes everything else with it. The mantis of Shock Street can be there doing stuff. I would love it if there's a twist where you have a friend in the game, and in partial way through the game, your friend starts acting kind of strangely, and then you go to their house, and you find there's a mirror. You find a secret room, and you find a mirror there, and you, as the player, kind of like, what, a mirror? That's weird. Or as the character in game, they can be like, a mirror? That's a weird place to put a mirror just in an empty room. But for everyone else outside of the main character, they go, oh, that's the mirror from the one thing where you can go inside the mirror and a mirror copy comes out. So your friend, who's always right-handed and speaks with his right hand, all of a sudden speaks with his left hand and whatnot. So those paying attention can go, oh, I think he's been switched by the guy in the mirror. And, like, maybe have Slappy be the main villain? I don't know. I like Slappy a lot. He is a great character in Goosebumps. But when it comes to... yeah. But it's the same thing with the Joker. I looked at Joker a lot. There is a lot more villains in the universe that could be the bad guy. Like Dr. Brewer, who's a plant. You could face it off against him. At one point, you could go to a camp-type area, and that's where the jelly thing comes in, where there's a big jelly guy who eats campers who do their best and whatnot. Like, there's so many... Maybe I'll do a just pitching episode on a Goosebumps game. Like, there's so much they can do where I think it would be a lot of fun. As you progress through the game, you get new tools. Like I said, maybe you get a Nerf gun or a ball launcher gun where you can hit enemies and they'll stun them for a bit. Maybe you get a taser or something. There's a lot you can do with it. And, like, it doesn't have to be, like, a full thing where there's hidden things in every corner. And, like, oh, yeah, you have to scour the whole map over and over again. They can have it where you go from one area to another. Again, you start your house, where maybe you see where your friend's trying to help you, and you have to open doors, solve puzzles, get things, and whatnot, as a lady keeps trying to make you drink prune juice and whatnot. You can have a magician who's trying to come after you using the spells to turn you into a rabbit. There can be a camera where you can take pictures of certain things and it will make them disintegrate and disappear and open new ways for you. Like, there's so much they can do with the game. There is so many different, unique stories of Goosebumps that if they took it and made a massive world, they could fill it with the ghouls chasing you down. The gnomes being a pest, then they steal your items sometimes, or they'll turn off the lights, or they throw something, or they knock something to try and knock you down, or they lock you into a room. There is so much potential, and this is me not knowing every single frickin' book as well. So there's probably even more. There's Murder the Clown that I learned was a thing. Misred, you want a modern Horrorland game, modern. Yeah, I think that would be really cool. That would be sick. Fallout style. Yeah. There's so much they could do. You could have a level just dedicated to going into, or hell, DLC, where you have to go where one of your friends gets taken into Horrorland, and you have to avoid the horrors, do puzzles, see the freaky things, and as you go through, you kind of learn more and more, you get your friend in the end, and then you have to run out of there. And you can have things where you go through everything there. You can really have some sick and twisted things, like the mirror room that keeps shrinking, where you think you're going to perish, and then you fall through the floor. You can have the slide, where if you choose the wrong one, depending on what one you choose, determines which Goosebumps villain you will face. In one, you face a vampire, so you have to use garlic to get them away. In another, maybe it's monster blood. Like, in another, it's the one guy from the Tower of Terror episode. Hashtag you, yes, or you just die. I think that could be a thing, but considering it, if they were going to do it, it would be probably more towards, like, teenage or young adults and whatnot. I think death is just kind of... That's also a cheap thing, especially in a kid's game, to just have death. As fun as it would be, where it's just like, ooh, you choose the wrong path. But again, there's so much they can do. They could have... Hell, they could have another DLC thing where you're going to the camp and you have that. The Horrorland can be minigame stuff and trying to avoid and seeing the different attractions and trying to get through it. There is so much material for Goosebumps. I'm sorry, did you miss the part where if you chose the wrong side, you friggin' died? Because I didn't. Yeah, I mentioned that. I think that'd be a little much for a kid's game. But, like, vampires, werewolves, gnomes, teachers, I turn invisible. You could have a thing that turns you invisible. Dr. Brewer and plants. Like, zombies. It was in the book. Was it? It's been a long time since I read the book. I'll be honest, it's been a long time since I read a lot of these books. I vaguely remember him going down and holding on for dear life. You could have a thing where when you go into Horrorland, before you go in, you can do a scream. And as you're going through certain parts of the games, you hear screams, and it's everyone who's played before you and after you and whatnot. Well, I guess it can't be after, but everyone who plays does a little scream, and as you're going through certain parts, you hear screams in the distance. That's the other players, and sometimes in like the tunnel, you hear your own scream. I still have nightmares. You have it. Yeah, I have a bunch of the Goosebumps books, especially the did Goosebumps books. But there's so much they can do! And like I said, with the vast amount of characters they have, is amazing. They can literally, like, zombies... Like I said, zombies attack you. There's vampires in a level, so you need garlic to ward them off. There's a werewolf, you need cologne to stop being smelled by him. There's the mask, where it gives you certain powers, but you have to be careful, because if you have it on for too long, it completely takes you over. Or you can throw it on an enemy, which can be a double-edged sword, making them not want to attack you right at the time. But, yeah, at the same time, be whatever. Oh, I'm ending this. I have to end the stream anyways. I've done all I need to do. I guess I'll get rid of the money. KK, you promoted you. You'll expect to carry the mail. Alright, sounds good. Yeah, no, that's it. I'll be back around 4. I'm doing Minigame Mayhem, where I'm going to be playing a bunch of minigames. Or arcade games. Rude? Yeah, you're going to say rude. But yeah, like, hire me, people. Let me write these stories. I'll read every single frickin' Goosebumps just to be able to do stuff. You have the dog thing. There's so much. There's so much. And especially, like I said, there are even some things that I don't know about because I'm not caught up. I'm not caught up on every single Goosebumps, but I will literally read every single Goosebumps to get an idea of what we can do. Hell, it doesn't even have to be a complete open world game. You can have it where you're just set into portions and chapters. One in your house. You get out of your house, so now you're like, oh no, I need to go to the school. So you go to the school. All right, now we have to go to the summer camp. You go to the summer camp. Oh, Slappy is in this area. So you go there, and that's the end of the game. Then the DLC, where you have different areas to go into. Like, again, it's like, if you really think about it and put your mind to it, you could make an amazing thing. From creatures that can constantly pursue you and are actual threats. Zombies, vampires, some other main characters in the story for some reason. Like, yeah. Come join you for Lethal? I can't. Oh. I made promises to do arcade games. When are you playing Lethal? Tonight at 8. Oh. Yeah. I'll be going to work. Unfortunately. Sometime after that. Yeah. Saturdays and... Yeah, I know. It sucks. Well, if I get affiliate and make millions of dollars, I can just do this and rant about Goosebumps the whole time. But, anyways, that is the end. Thank you, my fuzzies, for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And my long, long rambling about Goosebumps. And, long way from what? From that? Yeah. One day, maybe. One day. I have faith. And my long, long ramblings of what I would love in a Goosebumps game. But again, thank you, Mike Fuzziest, for watching, and I will see you next anytime. Take care.